Hey everyone, I'm Kyle Williams, and today I am very well lit. I bought a new ring light and it is just full throttle. I'm grateful that it works. It's just, this is something else. Is this safe to look at? This just feels inhumane. Anyway, we're talking about books today. I have recently been getting into books. I know that it's 2021, but I have recently been reading books. But I've just been reading a bit this year, a little bit every year, just a little. I don't really read a lot, but the thing is, the real reason I'm not really reading books right now is because been there, done that. I wrote a book. Did y'all know that I'm a published author? I'm not joking. Here it is. This is my book. Look at that ring light. You see a sun on the page and you see a sun reflected. It's called Who Would Have Ever Thought I Would End Up Here? Oh, nope. It's called Who Would Have Thought I Would End Up Here? Close. It was in 5th grade. There's this project where you send in a bunch of stuff. You write pictures and you draw books you draw a bunch of pictures, write a bunch of words, and then they send you back a book, which is crazy. Written and illustrated by Kyle Williams. Miss Corbitt's class, Center Elementary School, 2007-2008. So this was written about 30 years ago. I do remember some things about this book. It's about possums. I remember it's about possums and they're outside and there's the sun. You can really see what direction I was coloring in and stuff. And even over here, it's a different color green. Some of my friends made fun of me because you can really see the patterns, but whatever. We're not gonna judge my old self. I was a baby when I made this, it doesn't matter. I read it a bunch when I was a kid, obviously, because you write it and everything. I've opened it up over the years, but that was it. I haven't read it all the way through since then. Who would have thought I would ever end up, I don't know why I keep saying that. Who would have thought I would end up here? By Kyle Williams. Dedicated to my family. So cute. I do love my family. I would dedicate a new book to them. So I figure I'm just going to read the book and then I will just share my reactions. I am the most famous opossum ever. Oh, my bad. I thought that this book was about possums. Turns out it's about opossums. I don't know if that's a difference. My name is Taylor. Okay. I'm hanging upside down on my tree. I'm so happy. Gavin is my best friend. I also have enough fruit for life. I am so happy. Who would have thought I would end up here? Well, I have gone through persuasion, monsters, and more. It was quite an exciting adventure I had today. If you want to know how I got here, let me take you back to this morning. Okay, so some first reactions. It's very strange. I remember being this age and there was no innuendo. I didn't know about anything. I didn't know about sex. I didn't know about drugs. I didn't know about anything. So I think this is literally just an adventure between two possums. I don't think it means anything or there's a theme. It all started when I was hanging upside down. It was in the morning, so there were tons of animals out. Also, there was moss and morning dew on the plants. It was the perfect day. Also, shout out to Diana Corbitt. Diana Corbitt writes books now. I'll put a link in the description. But I'm pretty sure that she had us do research on our settings or whatever. And I bet there was moss and morning dew on the plants. I bet that was my research. Something pushed me. Hey, it was Gavin's voice. Do you want to go on an adventure to a cave? He asked. He sounded like he really wanted me to do it. I jumped down from the tree I was hanging on. Why? I demanded. We have no idea what could be in a cave. How's my acting? He giggled. You know you want to do it, he taunted. This sounds like the persuasion I was talking about. I'm 99% sure that that's the possum's tail. However, it really reflects something else. But I was in 5th grade. I wasn't thinking about that kind of stuff. Ooh, brother. Okay, I just fixed the lighting. It should work. Does it look good? Okay. Okay, I'll do it, I finally said. I knew you would do it, he uttered. What? Why is he being pushy and why am I leaning into it? I keep thinking that everything I read is going to be a reflection of what me at Kyle Williams was going through at this time period, but I guess not. I groaned and then I looked up in the blue, cloudless sky. There's a cloud there. I looked down quickly. Gavin chuckled loudly. Gavin's a bad friend. Why do you want to do this anyway? He is up to something, I theorized. Oh, okay, thesaurus. Gavin snickered. I was willing to give you more fruits than ever. I stomped my foot, kind of frustrated. Okay, I muttered, let's go to the cave. Gavin has been my best friend for as long as I can remember. The only thing we have in common is that we're opossums. Hey, Gavin said, which jolted me out of my friendship thoughts. Sure. How long will it be till we get to the cave? I shrieked up to Gavin. Oh, okay, let me try again. How long will it be till we get to the cave? A very long time, he sighed. I thought the cave was right after that tree, but it's not. That will take forever, I yelled. Sorry, Gavin muttered. I started to run in circles, which is what I do when I'm angry. Correction, when I'm really angry. What does that mean? I didn't run around in circles when I got really angry. There we go again, running around. Running around, it never hurt me. Gavin thinks of all this weird stuff all the time. So Gavin is usually just pushing my character around. Taylor? Okay, so what I'm learning so far is that Gavin is a bad friend. We should go further onto the cave, Gavin mumbled. We walked past large trees, shrubs, and small animals. Why did you want to go to a cave? I asked. Maybe it's because I have been selfish and possessive for my whole life. No, I wasn't. How am I gonna just drop a bomb like that? Oh, I don't know about this. This is such... The narrative is lost on me. Before he could answer, we heard a stomp, stomp, stomp. Gavin's face turned red as a rose. As a possum? I think it's because my face turns red easily, so I was just projecting that onto the possums. What was that? There's the W's. Okay. What was that? What was that? I can't even say it. This is so strange. Stomp, stomp, stomp. It was as loud as an earthquake. No, it wasn't. Let me tell you a story about an earthquake. There was the Napa earthquake. Let me tell you what I was doing. I was on the toilet during the earthquake, okay? I was sitting there doing my business. And the room starts shaking. The toilet underneath me starts shaking. And I say, in that immediate moment, I decided, looks like the earthquake is gonna have to stop because I'm not getting up. I remember thinking, I'm not done. Part of me thinks that was just like my coping response. But also there's a little bit of truth to that. Like, how are you gonna shake up the whole earth while I'm sitting here on the toilet? So that's why I'm struggling to feel sympathy for these possums. Tell me why the lighting is so much better with the book. A large monster appeared. It was so big. He was gigantically huge. This was scary. Not the last time I said that. I'm just kidding. This creature could be a ton of animals. It could be a gorilla, but I'm pretty sure it's a bear. You would think possums know what other animals are. Gavin's eyes grew wider. Run, he shrieked. He had gotten away, but I played dead. Come through research, okay? The monster picked me up in his really big mouth. The monster ran really fast, and I lost sight of Gavin. It was so fast, everything looked like a blur. Can a bear run that fast? A bear is not a cheetah. There it is. The monster was running at full speed because I was being thrown around in his big mouth. The creature had a strange tongue. What's a strange tongue? What does that mean? What a weird energy I'm bringing to this chase. I could also see Gavin trying to keep up with us. I'll save you, he barked. Are we dogs? I think the monster saw him because the monster swiped his paw at Gavin. He dodged it and Gavin howled. The monster got to us before we got to the cave. I was really angry for agreeing to do all this. Angry at Gavin. What am I going to start doing? Running in circles? Oh, I know why. Because I've been angry and possessive my whole life. After a second or two, he ran into a dark cave. I bet it was his home. Then Gavin ran in. He threw an apple at the monster's head. He fell down, but he still had me. The monster got up, but Gavin threw one more, and then the monster fell down again, and he finally let go of me. The monster looked unconscious. Just from a couple apples? Really? I'm not buying this. They should have had a couple apples in the Revenant. They could have just killed that bear so quick. It's about time, I hissed. What? Look at this image. This was obviously a different marker set. I must have just run out of my first ones or something. I don't know what's going on with that. Gavin and I left the cave. I looked back at the cave. The cave looked really dark, even in the bright sunlight. Gavin jumped up on a large and dry tree. Okay. He jumped down with 2 mangoes. He sighed. I owe you fruit, remember? He said. We searched for fruit for hours. On our way home, Gavin told all kinds of animals about what I've done. Once everyone knew, they chanted, Taylor, Taylor, Taylor. When we got there, I climbed up to my tree. Gavin gave me fruit. Thank you, I shrieked. Oh, sorry, we're shrieking. Thank you, I shrieked. Here we are. This is the final image in the book. It looks like he has a gold medal. This is the best day ever, Gavin said. I nodded in agreement. Bye, Gavin screamed as he ran to his tree. That was kind of abrupt. I guess possums just say goodbye really quick. Goodbye, I yammered back to him. I started peeling an orange to eat. This is great, I thought, looking at the sky. I ate a piece of orange. I learned a lot from this experience. I should not always let Gavin persuade me. Also, I shouldn't always go into caves. Plus, I should try to run more often instead of playing dead all the time. It was a valuable lesson I learned with Gavin. Why did he even want to go in the cave? I never really cleared that up. Just to go in the cave and he was just hoping the bear wasn't home? It was the time of a lifetime, fighting monsters, listening to animals cheering for you. Who would have thought I would end up here? Aw, so cute. Who'da thunk? The end. That's kind of creative, actually, how it has the faces. Dear parent. Okay, this is from the publishing team. I think you will agree that this is an exceptional book. I mean, yeah, being a young published author gives a sense of pride and accomplishment. That's true. This was really cool to have, I remember. Your child is very fortunate to have a teacher who provides innovative activities that enhance the educational experience. Yeah, shout out to Diana Corbitt. I'll post a link to her books. Ready? Ooh. Ooh. Okay. So that was a fun experience, I think. I'm covering this up because the lighting just looks better. See, I'm gonna have to fix my lighting for the next video. I look like an owl. Yeah, I've also spent a lot of this video looking at myself, but who wouldn't? Okay, it's time for me to sign off. Be careful out there. Don't go into caves that you don't recognize. Don't go looking for fruit in a bear's area. That sounds like a euphemism. It's not. All right, good night, everybody. Bye. Have a good one. Is that a cool thing to do? Remember my last video? Should I do it? Oh my god, should I hit my phone? Should I really hit my phone? Should I do it? All right, bye, everybody. Okay, ready? That's good enough. Bye.